Hello guys and welcome to the channel, Bebarul here. In today's video I'm coming to you with a PvE build for Druid. It is a solo build, do anything kind of a style that I'm pretty proud of. It's, in my opinion, took Druid from number 3 in builds to number 2. It is better than core if you play it in condition and solo stuff or open world meta. You can use it, well, it is a weird for DPS I guess, but you can use it in fractal, dungeons, like anything, as long as you stay away from raid and competitives. Now, in this one, like always, we're gonna have timestamps, direct link. Feel free to skip ahead or leave any question in the comments after the video, and also you're gonna have fights and explain everything in details. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the video for more, and let's get started. So I'm gonna start it a bit different because the way I want to explain this build, I'm gonna start with the build, not the gear actually. So the build itself is skirmishing, wilderness survival, and druid. For skirmishing, we have swiftness and fury on weapon switch, and we have hunter tactics. So in a way, we get a lot of swiftness through weapon swap and through the skill quick shot on short bow. So we have all the mobility that we need inside the combat. This skill in itself can give you a permanent swiftness if you keep clicking it once it comes off cooldown. And it's an extra dodge. And now with weapon swap also it gives you that. And the fury gonna be really important, and we're gonna explain why, but we can have about 6 seconds every 9 seconds. And if you notice, that means I have higher wound duration than normal, and you're gonna see in the gear why. The traits I'm taking is sharpened edges and hidden barbs, light on your feet. Since I'm using short bow, I want it to pierce, I want higher condition duration, I want all the good stuff that light on your feet use. If you're going condition in PvE, this is the way to go. No other skill actually matters this much. And sharpen edge is gonna mean a lot to our damage in this build because we have even higher precision. We care about precision in this build. Third of our critical hits will have higher bleed in it. Both my weapons have different condition damage because of this trait. So it's about 1k anyway. And we have about 50% and higher because of this trait, like 50% permanent and higher critical chance by 10% and critical damage, which doesn't matter, but 10% for chance is through permanent fury, which we are capable of, which means 60% of our hits are critical. We hit too many times and too fast, especially in short bow. That means this trait gonna be triggered a lot. Hidden barbs is the no-brain, of course. 33% damage to your bleed, which means it is a must in any condition built for ranger. Now for wilderness survival, we get higher endurance regeneration by 25% and protection on dodge. Protection heal us. As you notice here, I have even a little bit high healing power, and since I have also high wound duration, I get, instead of 2 seconds of protection, I get 2 seconds and a half. That's mean a little bit more healing. And since I have a little bit high healing power anyway, it will help me with filling the avatar faster, and we're gonna get into this in a minute. The traits I'm going with is actually taste for danger, ambidextrity, and wilderness knowledge. So this is actually one of the main reasons why Druid become better than core ranger. Even though the bit is weaker, but you never have to go lesser muddy terrain. You can go with taste for danger, which means higher vitality and higher expertise. That means you don't have to invest too much in condition duration, since you can cut a little bit into it and have a simple more damage instead of CC. And because of that, you get more stats basically than if you're playing anything else, like at least core. Like if you're merged with your bit in Soul Beast, you get higher stats anyway. So this is the main reason why it's higher, and combined with Ancient Seed. We don't have to go lesser muddy terrain because simple thing. We don't need the CC. For Druid, we first we have extra chill from here. We still have our normal stun and mobilize from Jacaranda, entangle, But for Celestial Avatar, we have Lunar Impact, which is skill 3, and Natural Conversion skill 5 with Slow and Immobilize in the last balls. As you see here, I filled my Celestial Avatar. We have 1.5 days here, and we have 3 balls of Cripple, Slow, and Immobilize for a really long duration, and the Immobilize just keep repeating itself. And with those 2 skills, we can be really effective. We can even go Lunar Impact, Natural Conversion with skill 3, skill 5, and once 5 end, we can do another days. Like in a short duration, if you really have to, you can switch between skills really effectively, that you can break defense bar without needing to go lesser muddy terrain. I know some people use the balls now, that thing we buy from Drizzlewood, but that's an extra for you. You can break a legendary defense bar with ease now, like so effective, without even the need of lesser muddy terrain. Which why I think this build is better from this and can have a little bit increased damage. Giving us 120 condition damage and 120 if we are holding a torch. So here we have 240, I guess. And the last one, Wilderness Knowledge, which is the trait that can, well, we run full survival. All our utility skills, elite, healing, everything is lower cooldown, remove conditions, and giving us now 7 seconds, a little bit more than 7 seconds of Fury, which will help with us having permanent Fury. For Druid, I go with Cultivative Synergy, Celestial Shadows, and Ancient Seed. Yes, this is gonna be a little bit tricky. So Cultivative Synergy simply give me higher healing and heal people around me when I use my healing skill, a little bit of support to others. You don't necessarily have to go with it, you can go with Condition Cleansing, but as you see, every skill we use cleanse condition, so honestly it would be just pointless to go with Condition Cleansing. And even Celestial Avatar, you can cleanse serious amount of conditions, so the higher healing is better, we need to heal ourselves a lot. And for Celestial Shadows, it is a really unique idea made that if you play Druid instead of any other one as a condition ranger like Soul Beast or Core, you can reposition yourself perfectly. You can stealth with super speed, get out of AoE before it's even give you another balls or damage or whatever, and reposition yourself away from the mobs. And since you stealthed and your bet is not usually, since you're ranged, at least most of the time, or you didn't attack but your bet attacks, so he reveals itself, now your bet get aggro. So even when aggro fail, you can reposition yourself to make the bet take the aggro from you, which work like perfectly nice. And since we have permanent swiftness and we don't use glyphs, or the general idea that we'll not use glyphs, those 2 traits are irrelevant, but I wanted Celestial Shadows because of that actually. It worked really good with the build. And Ancient Seed for higher damage, it will give you like 1k or 1k.5 DPS without any support. Probably it just push you enough. So this build can do like 90% of the Soul Beast 1 DPS that I have. If you're running full, the full DPS style, like running with Bristol Back, not with something like Jacaranda. But you can, if you want to have people or brain meta or whatever, and your damage is not the only thing that people need, you can go with Might, and since we have boon durations, the Might you do is really high, and you will heal people anyway, you have a little bit of healing power. It can help with Celestial Avatar, so it's up to you if you're playing with people or something, but I go with Ancient Seed, of course, because we need damage. And granting yourself Might through Grace of the Land in itself is a lower DPS than actually going with Ancient Seed. Rotating your skill perfectly, without entering Celestial Avatar at all, will give you higher damage. If you had to go to Celestial Avatar, it would be to triggering a little bit more heal, like small heal, and probably trigger Ancient Seed. So there would be not enough time to get enough Might, so always Ancient Seed will mean more DPS for you actually. Now, that's for the build. Now let's get for the gear. I run with full armor of Seraph stats, which is precision, healing, condition, and concentration. I will hover with them so you can see. They are legendary, so I run that infusion of condition from Wonders Award. My weapons are Dire, Toughness, Vitality, and Condition damage, because I need the toughness and I need the vitality and the condition damage, of course. We cannot run Trailblazer as much. I run it in the back item and the amulet, To get my condition duration to about 90 or 100, it's up to you. You can get it only to 90 since sometimes you're gonna have the extra 10%, but it's up to you if you wanna, like, how you wanna go. And I run dire rings and seraph accessories. So why seraph? Seraph is what actually made this build good and possible. It is the perfect style if you want, because it doesn't have toughness on it, and we want our toughness to be a little bit low. Pets for Ranger are nerfed 20% in all stats, which means the toughness of the bits I use are 1800 basically. So I want my toughness to be less, because it is the main source of aggro. I want the mobs, the NPCs to attack my bits, not me. And even if they attack me, I can range and then I can reposition through Celestial Shadows as we explained. And I can force them to attack my bits again. I want the bits to be really effective in aggroing. A second thing is, beside Ancient Seed, or even if you have a little bit of might but it's a waste of your time, but Ancient Seed is the main thing, which doesn't even work this great with bosses, but every other thing is great of course. It works on the boss only when you break the Defiance bar. Besides that, the entire trait line of Druid is not for damage, like nothing works here for damage. Your bit do less damage, your traits doesn't do damage, inside Celestial Avatar you don't do damage. So using Seraph was really good to increase your damage through precision, because since you have high precision you will trigger sharpened edges a lot. As you see, I have 31, close to 32 critical chance, and since we have Permanent Fury, it's 51, and since we have this trait, when we flank, it's extra 10%, so it means about 61, and also our bit aggro, most of the time, we can stealth and reposition, so we flank a lot. It's not gonna be hard to flank on this one. A second thing is healing. Since we're running Druid, we get effective use of healing. It will increase the healing skill, it will increase the healing from protection, that already increased duration for concentration, it will increase the healing of this, it will increase the healing of Celestial Avatar a lot. As you see, Celestial Avatar scaling with healing power a lot, like this skill about 2k, this one 480, so it can do a nice burst of heal once when needed. I don't care that much or think that much about healing power, but it is effective once you had it this way. And also you have this, every time you heal your bit, you will get healed each second with 1 second cooldown, and that also get affected by healing power. So a lot of things get affected by healing power in Druid. The last thing is condition, of course, for damage, but concentration. We can't put that much into precision. We want the maximum use of our stats. So we have a lot of fury, and that was a smart way to get a lot of critical chance for sharpened edges. And this was effective to have concentration for it, because now you can have almost permanent fury. As you see, this skill 7 seconds and quarter for each skill of those, on 48 second cooldown, 36, 24, 24, 20, and every time you weapon swap you get extra 6 seconds, which on a 10 second cooldown. So between weapon switches you need like extra 4 seconds only, which why this build will be really effective. And weapon swap will work also with Druid, Celestial Avatar, so even if you're like camping short bow for safety or something, you don't have to weapon swipe or anything. You can enter Celestial Avatar for breaking Defiance bar or something like that. So as you see, the Seraph gear work perfectly with this gear, with this setup. If you use it on something like Soul Beast, the healing feel out of place. If you use it for core, it is the same. And it is probably the only like some actually working style. Like if you use something like Rabid, it have toughness on it, so it doesn't work. This was the perfect choice. I use the Rune of Krite for the bleed duration and condition. It is effective, and I use it in every ranger build probably, unless you go power. And on my weapons, I use Agony and Malice on both weapons. So to get the highest DPS possible with my survivability. And for my weapon, I use short bow and axe torch. Would get us to one of the downsides of this build, that it is basically ranged. This skill is melee. You can trigger sharpen stone through melee. Entangle is melee, and once you see a boss enough, like break its defiance bar or mobs in general or through Celestial Avatar, you can trigger Ancient Seed, which is basically melee. I mean, it's not a projectile. It's not. Doesn't need to be melee. It's just not a projectile. It cannot be reflected. So in some places or in some fight, it doesn't feel good to play. This is one of the reasons why Soul Beast will always be the best PvE condition style probably for Ranger, is you can't have both weapons do damage and not be reflected. You would be in Dragonfall, for example, and those stone NPC likes that keep every 20 seconds or something, they put reflect on themselves for 4 or 5 seconds. They will reflect your skills, and this is something I don't like. It's one of the downsides for this build, sadly, but it is what it is. But your weapons actually can give you a little bit of might, and if you do this to the face, like in melee range, like that, it will do a lot of bleed, and it actually go through mobs, so it would hit everything in a line. This one is a blast to the target it hits. This one also hit everything around the target hits, with 2 different area, like 240 AoE, 180 AoE, which really weird. I don't know why they are not the same. And the last one is an AoE that you can blast with Celestial Avatar in it for more might, or use your projectile even from axe to put burning. For our skills, we use Troll Unchained to even get this trait to its most effectiveness, which is giving us to increased healing to others, not ourselves, but from others is our bit actually. So it can be healed for more. And it is the strongest heal for Ranger anyway. It heals you for about 8k 800, and since it heals your bit, it triggers this on each second of a pulse, which it keep pulsing for 8 seconds, once every second. That means put this healing on this healing, and this is the actual healing for the skill. And we use lightning reflexes because an extra dodge, high survivability, vigor, and you can dodge more. Since you can dodge more, you can get protection more, and that means more healing. That means faster Celestial Avatar regeneration. It works in a really beautiful synergy. And it can get you out of harm way and help you reposition, as we talked with stealth. So you can reposition with walking, dodging with this, dodging if you needed, and even with short bow. And sharpen stone for higher DPS for single target, or AoE if you hit every target with it. But on every target will take only 1. So if you hit 5 targets at the same time, you will lose 5 stacks. If you hit them twice, you will lose the entire thing. And Quickening Zephyr for a lot of DPS through quickness. You can do a lot of damage in that quickness uptime if no one's supporting you. It's super speed that help you even move better. It's the stun break. It's another source of fury. And Entangle, which, well, it's a no-brainer. It is the only choice for Condition Ranger. However, instead of Quickening Zephyr, or instead of Lightning Reflexes, you can go with Glyph of Equality. Why? Because Glyph of Equality would do this to everything around you, and if you are using your fire burn, your fire field, and you do that in it, every mob around you will be triggered by Ancient Seed. So it is tempting, but it didn't feel comfortable with the Fury uptime. I needed a lot of it. If you fight a lot of hard fights and you're gonna use something like Lightning Reflexes a lot, you will feel like you can keep the Fury enough. It's not a big deal to lose one of the skills, so it is possible to do. But if you don't want to lose DPS at all, if you want to have this 4 DPS and still have the quickness, you will go this way. Quickening Zephyr and a Glyph of Equality. But that put you in another problem. If you're gonna blow both your stun breaks for DPS, you wanna have quickness, you bought a burn field, you do that, you trigger everything, and you use Quickening Zephyr, so you keep hitting with higher quickness. Now if you get stunned, you can't do anything. So having both stun break for DPS doesn't really function well, most of the time. It is not smart, because every time you're gonna come off cooldown, you will try to use them, so you would gain the benefit of them. So that's why I do not go with Glyph Equality and I go Quickening Zephyr. However, you can intercess the avatar every time probably you have it, it's okay. If you have one target, you have already a stun that can trigger Ancient Seed. It's fine. But if you don't, you can trigger it on everything using Celestia Avatar. And anyway, with normal mobs, you wouldn't need to trigger it every time. Your burst will just eat everything away so fast. But like I said, it is up to you, but this is how I roll. Now for the bits. I use Jacaranda and the Murellow. Why? So Jacaranda with Call of Lightning have the highest DPS bit can do probably in the game. I accept Iboga, let's not talk about it because it's squishy, it's not useful for a build like this. Even so, it is tempting and really nice to play with, but it's not. This thing is tanky, we want the bit to aggro for us, it can heal itself, it can cleanse condition, and it has a root that help a lot with breaking Defiance bar with extra vulnerability, which can be nice. Single target, but great. This skill, however, have 10-second cooldown, 2 vulnerability, insane AoE damage, and it do a lot of power damage, which can help us against something like structure or whatever. If we rolling this build all around, Jacaranda can be really effective since we don't do power damage, we suck in it. Even so, Axe can give us might or whatever. So that's why Jacaranda. Murellow is a special bit. I used it in my first Soul Beast build, like it was a really old one when Bass of Fire came and I was playing it as my main. Why? Bears are the best second options to Jacaranda. Something like Rock Gazelle, for example, have insanely high toughness, so it can be really tanky and survivable, but it run away using this skill, charge for 900 and walk slowly back to you, which means the mobs will aggro to you, not to it. And it dazes without your control, which it is beneficial to trigger Ancient Seed, but now Ancient Seed will be triggered without you wanting it or probably control it. So the CC on it is beautiful, but it doesn't really function as good as you would want it to. And the idea that it's runaway just doesn't work for this. And most of other things like Drake or whatever is not tanky enough. It's already nerfed with Ranger, like if you go with this one, it has the same toughness but it has low health. So why not just go all bear? Like it's not like the DPS will matter anyway from a bit. And also there is some benefit to Murellow that it's exclusive to Murellow. Besides the insanely high health, the take no damage from power skills, he has this skill, Poison Cloud. And this skill is really special. No other bit can compare with it. Why? First, it do a really decent damage. It do 7 bolts of poison in AoE, which can help with aggroing fast or whatever. And since you use a Quickening Zephyr, you can grant your bit quickness, so he can cast it faster even. And besides the damage, it actually can have a little more benefit to it. So it is high damage, it is 7 bolts AoE, so it can hit a lot of targets. It gives you a poison field, which means your projectile in it from any of your weapons you're using would actually be possible to trigger more damage for you. So now you have 2 fields through burning this and a light field inside Celestia Avatar. Those are your options. But that's not the only thing. This skill actually capable, also it is a bit skill, that's your bit use. It can trigger Sharpened Stone. And not only that, since Sharpened Stone is your skill, it cannot be blinded. Which means if your bit like against a mob like this and hit his skill and you already triggered Sharpened Stone, even though your bit will be blinded and will miss its hits, Sharpened Stone will land. It can actually trigger something like Ancient Seed for you. If you daze every NPC in it or a mob in it, it will work just like Bonfire from your torch, skill 5. It will trigger Ancient Seed on everything you hit it with the Days of Lunar Impact or Glyph of Equality, which can be really effective and beneficial. I know it's kinda neat that some people won't consider it, but I think it is really good and help you with spreading damage. Like if you're fighting 5 mobs, normal mobs, you don't wanna waste your Sharpened Stone on one and the rest still alive. You wanna burst everything at the same time. And if you're not inside your torch, if you don't have Bonfire on cooldown, it can be annoying. So you have now 3 options to do that, or even 4. You can trigger your Ancient Seed on everything with 60 Avatar and spread Sharpened Stone, so everything get hitted. You can do it through Entangle. You can do stuff like this with Poison Cloud. You can do it with Bonfire from your torch. Like, there is a lot of options now. And the other bears, like either Chill, Cleanse, Weakness, so the bears in general skills not useful. This one was the most useful for me, and that's why I use it. And don't try to go something like Drake's or like Siamos or stuff like this. It just doesn't function this good with this build. A bear is better and it will survive full as long as you need it, or most of the time long enough. For the food, I go with the usual tropical peppermint cake, and I go with the Word vs World one compact quality tuning crystal that we can get from the Word vs World permanent portable provisional or from the chests. You can buy anything else of the trading post, even if it gives you a percentage of precision and expertise or stuff, because we have precision anyway, so everything can function in utility. But use this. Use tropical peppermint cake or anything at least giving you health every second, because it will help with CC avatar, it will help with your sustain. It is really important with Druid more than any other. So as you see in the footage of me fighting legendary bounties, you have really high damage that's capable of killing or going through most of things in the game, even without Ancient Seed, which hard a little bit to trigger on bosses. You have a lot of DPS, you have a lot of survivability, your bit will aggro nicely, you will switch between them nicely and everything. And even so, I fought the Troop Marshal in Corna with blind on it, so sometimes I wasn't even able to hit it at all. Like, you see the DPS completely low, but it is really great, it still functioned really great. The DPS was still good enough to just go through his health, no problem. And even the higher little bit health, that slug thing in Domain of Eastern, was also killable, no problem. So the DPS is not gonna be a problem, nor the survivability. I know a lot of people ask me sometimes they wanna play Druid in PvE, they want a functional, really strong Druid style, and this is as strong as it gets probably. So I hope you like it, enjoy it, and give it a shot. Tell me what you think in the comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. I will leave you now with the footage, and peace.
Made a mistake last night, maybe I can make it right. Said I'm close to baby, we can talk about it. No need to be mad, hate to see you sad. Yes, I know I'm crazy, crazy about you, crazy about you.
I know I'm upset sometimes, I know I get drunk some nights, I know I get way too high, I just wanna live it up with you. I know that it might be tough, I know when you've had enough, it's just how I show my love. Now you cannot live it up with you.
Mistake last night, maybe I can make it right. Said I'm close to baby, we can talk about it.
Made a mistake last night, maybe I can make it right. Said I'm closer, baby, we can talk about it. No need to be mad,
close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. But you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. So alive, make it last forever. Stop in time, yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. Gave you too much, now I'm swallowed. Now I'm the fool while you're breaking rules. Dangerous path that I follow. Oh, go on, just do what you do. And it hurts as I bleed for you, cry for you. Let me bleed as I bleed for you, cry for you. Let me bleed. getting cold to the touch. Am I insane not to let go? Oh, go on, just do what you do. And it hurts as I bleed for you, cry for you. Let me bleed as I bleed for you, cry for you. Let me bleed. Let me bleed. Let me.
Thank you.